That's very easy. But right now, my plan is one at a time. Because especially I am 40 years old, and I'm focused for this fight against Adrien Broner. One at a time. After the fight on January 19th at night, then we can talk about my next fight.
All right. Thanks, Manny. Best of luck next week.
All right. Thank you. God bless.
Our next question is going to come from Lynn Satterfield from theboxingscene.com. Please go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Hey, Manny, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm blessed. Listen, you've had some great fights throughout your career, and I'd like to know your top 5 fights in terms of stylistically preparing for them. Like Tim Bradley would be one opponent, Marquez would be one opponent, Floyd would be obviously another. Could you rank your top 5 opponents as far as preparing for the fight and the degree of difficulty, and what challenge does Adrien Broner pose for you in this fight in terms of breaking him down stylistically?
I think my top 5 great opponent is Oscar De La Hoya, Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barrera, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, and Eric Morales. Eric Morales, and I think for 6, Ricky Hatton.
Okay. So you don't think that Tim Bradley was difficult to prepare for compared to those guys? And if so, why not? Even though you fought him 3 times, I know the first one was controversial.
Honestly, I'm not. It's not a difficult fight for me.
Okay. What challenge does Adrien pose? I know he's talking about his counterpunching ability, and in particular the right hand. I know he's going to be looking for that. Kevin Cunningham has expressed that, especially given some of the difficulty you had with Marquez in the 4th fight. Do you see that as an issue? What is your assessment of that?
But can you say it again, please?
Yes. Adrien Broner's right hand, his counter-punching ability, they're kind of looking for that to be a key for him, given what they feel is your style that makes it easier for them to land that punch and be counter-punching, particularly off of the final fight you had with Marquez.
We know that already. I know that he will wait for me in counter like Marquez did, what Marquez did. I'm prepared for that, and it will not happen again. I learned in the past, and then you have to correct I have to correct my mistake.
Manny, thank you so much, and good luck in the fight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press the number 1 key. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press the number 1 key. Our next question is going to come from John Galen from NewYorkFight.com. Please go ahead.
How you doing, Manny?
How you doing? Hi.
All right. Look, you tweeted after Floyd fought in Japan, just how you felt about that fight. There's some people who feel as if that was some sort of tune-up for you. Of course, Broner, his style has been compared to Mayweather. Can you talk a little bit about what you felt when you saw Mayweather fight on New Year's Eve, and is there any comparison between Adrien Broner and Floyd Mayweather?
Let me clarify to you. Adrien Broner is not a tuna fight. He's a former champion. He's fast. He moves fast, and he's a good boxer. And that's why I don't want to that's why I don't want to talk about my next fight until we finish this. I finish this business against Adrien Broner on January 19th. And about the exhibition of Floyd Mayweather in Japan, well, that's happened. It's my first time to see an exhibition that you knock your opponent out. Supposedly, an exhibition is just to entertain people, nothing serious, and I mean for 3 rounds. That's what I understand about exhibition.
And Dan asked you earlier about your goals in coming and joining Premier Boxing Champions and signing with Al Heyman. Still have to pinch myself about you actually, being a PBC fighter. But it makes for a much more interesting conversation because Sean Porter is the WBC Welterweight Champion and Keith Thurman is the WBA Super Champion. You're the regular champion, but I would imagine that you aspire to have those type of title aspirations. Again, can you clarify if that's why you chose to continue on like that? Do you have the desire to once again be the WBC welterweight champion of the world and maybe the undisputed welterweight champion? Would that be a goal?
Well, if that, I mean,
Manny, hang on one sec. Manny, hang on one sec. Somebody's phone. Could you mute your phone, please? Manny, did you move into the gym?
It's a noise.
Yeah, is that your noise or somebody else? You're in the same.
Might be mine.
Okay, can you mute your phone while he answers, please? It's very hard to hear. Thank you. Hang on one second. Okay, there you go, Manny.
Okay, I'm not I'm not worried about my next opponent. Let me taking care of this January 19, and then I have no worry about who is my opponent next. As long as it's not gonna be a problem for the promoters or the promotion like that. I have no problem to fight anybody as long as there's no hindrance, there's no a problem about negotiation. That's my plan is to just one at a time.
Okay, we have one more question from Manny Pacquiao, and then we're going to switch over to Adrien Broner. So, operator, can we get the last question from Manny, please?
Yes. The last question right now is from Matthew Ryan from Fox Sports. Please go ahead.
Hi, it's Fight Sports, but thank you. Manny, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So a lot of people are talking about your legacy, talking about what's next. What are you looking to accomplish with this fight against Adrien Broner? I know you talked about hopefully him resolving his issues outside of the ring, but what do you think of Adrien Broner as an opponent and as a person heading into January 19th?
Adrien Broner, he's unfair to him that people thinking that is this is a tune-up fight for me. No, Adrien Broner is a good boxer, he's a caliber boxer. He's a former champion, and he's kind of fighter that you cannot underestimate and taking him lightly. I know it's hard to talk about the next fight or future fight until we finish this fight against Adrien Broner on January 19th.
All right. Thank you so much, Manny. Best of luck on the 19th.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, Manny. That's your last question. And we appreciate it. We're so happy you're back fighting in the United States for all of us to be able to come and watch you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Nice to be back here in the United States. Thank you. God bless.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Fred. Okay, now we're going to transition over to Adrien Broner, and I will wait to see if when he gets on the phone, I will be given the heads up. They're calling in now. So if everybody could stand by, and again, tickets are still available for this fight. MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Saturday, January 19th, also live on Showtime pay-per-view. And we will be sending out the fight week schedule, I believe later today, if not first thing tomorrow morning. So I'm just waiting for the go-ahead for Adrien Broner. Please stand by.
I think there would be on-hold music or something at this point. I can't actually imagine.
Ramon, are you on yet?
There we go.
In one moment, we're moving him over. One moment.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting. Broner's late. I feel like I'm at a golf match.
He's now on the line.
Ramon?
Yes.
Hi, this is Kelly. Are you guys ready? Is Adrien ready?
Yeah, Adrien's here.
Okay, great. So, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, I'd like to introduce Ravon Littlejohn. He's the Chief Executive Officer of About Billions Promotion, who will make the introduction of Adrien Broner. Ravon?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to say a few words? Do you want to say
Yes.
a few words and introduce Adrien, and then put Adrien on the phone, okay?
Absolutely. About Billions Promotions, we're happy to be promoting this fight as the largest fight that we've had in our infancy as a company. And so far, everything has been well. Adrien has trained very well and very hard. He's more than ready for this opportunity. We'd like to thank Mr. Heyman and all the other promoting entities who are involved in this fight. And at this time, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Adrien.
Hey.
What up with y'all? What's good?
There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, Adrien, we're going to open it up to the media, but before we do that, I just want to ask you if you could fill us in a little bit on how training camp is going and how you're feeling for this big event for you.
Training camp's been great. Train my ass off. I've been focused, and I'm just ready to go out there and prove all the naysayers wrong.
Okay, excellent. Okay, operator, let's open it up for questions, please. Operator?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press the number 1 key. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press the number 1 key. I'm waiting for callers to join the queue at this present time.
FYI for everybody listening, I've pushed the number 1. Clearly, I'm not going to get ranked for a question. This is very bizarre. Lots of dead space.
Okay, our first question is going to come from Dan Raphael. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, Adrien.
What up with it?
Adrien, my question for you is this. Are you motivated by being a heavy underdog in this fight? I mean, we know your accomplishments of winning a bunch of titles, at a very young age, but most people have you as a big underdog. How motivating is that for you?
It's real motivating, man. I don't worry about it, man. I just don't let it get to me. I just can't wait till the bell rings January 19th.
Now, like I said, you've won a whole bunch of titles. You're one of the most known fighters, I guess, in the sport today. But when you fought the very best opponents of your career, Madonna, Porter, and Garcia in particular, you came up short in those fights. If you beat Manny Pacquiao, how much would that sort of erase the bad feelings or the negativity associated with those losses?
It definitely will. Well, in life they say you're only good as your last performance. So, it's definitely going to sweep a lot of things under the rug.
Would you say sweep a lot of things under the rug?
Huh?
Did you say it's going to sweep a lot of things under the rug?
Of course.
And what would it mean to you then to get that caliber of victory? Because Pacquiao, even those names I just mentioned, he's clearly the most famous opponent that you ever faced with the most accomplishments. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, all that kind of stuff. How big in the scheme of things would that be for you?
It's going to be huge, and I'm taking full advantage of it. And I'm well prepared, and I'm just ready to go out there and perform.
I have one other question. Listen, there's been some news reports about some of your legal issues. Has that in any way impacted your training or your focus on this fight?